What's up, warriors and shield maidens? It's another day and another music reaction. We're kicking off with a buy me a coffee request from Jan. So I have a feeling this one is going to be very unique, special, timeless, and something we probably have not tackled yet on this channel. So I noticed that the one artist is Swedish. So I had to go look at the lyrics just to make sure whether or not it's English. It is not. So I went to find the lyrics. I think we're going to read this afterwards, okay? And then we should almost just give this song a chance by itself before we go into trying to understand what the lyrics is, why it was composed, by whom it was composed. It sounds like it's just something that we need to reminisce over and appreciate in the moment. So the song is called Paul Fisher's Duet. It was done by Jussi Björling, and yeah, I'm destroying the name, but Jussi Björling and Robert Merrill. Let's give this piece the time that it deserves.
and my weekend has been made.
So I realized halfway through the song that this is 100% on one of my classical playlists. It's one that I don't listen to often. It's a few times a year. But it's like I need to be in such a specific mood. I absolutely, absolutely adore tenors and old pieces that are delivered. I want to go and add it, first of all, to my opera mix, mob opera mix. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let's now read a little bit about the song. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I most certainly do not speak French. So I have no clue what they were singing, but I just 100%, because I have such a deep connection with classical music, I just listen and I feel the music. So I'm going to skip the parts that's in French. Okay, so The Pearl Fishers is an opera in 3 acts by the French composer Georges Bizet, to a libretto by Eugene Common and Michael Carré. It was premiered on September 30th, 1863 at the Theatre Lyrique in Paris and was given 18 performances in its initial run. Set in ancient times on the island of Ceylon, Sri Lanka, the opera tells the story of how 2 men's vow to eternal friendship is threatened by the love for the same woman. Oh dear. Whose own dilemma is the conflict between secular love and her sacred oath as a priestess. The friendship duet Au Fond du Temple Saint, generally known as the Pearlfish duet, is one of the best known in Western opera. At the time of the premiere, Bizet, born on October 25th, 1838, was not yet 25 years old. He had yet to establish himself in the Parisian musical world. Modern critical opinion has been kinder that of Bizet's day. Commentators describe the quality of the music as uneven and at times unoriginal, but acknowledge the opera as a work of promise in which Bizet's gifts for melody and evocative instrumentation are clearly evident. They have identified clear foreshadowings of the composer's genius, which would culminate 10 years later in Common. Since 1950, the work has been recorded on numerous occasions in both the revised and original versions. Jussi Björling was a Swedish lyric tenor who achieved much success in Europe and in the US. He had an amazing breathing technique that allowed him to be heard in all areas of the house, and he was a wonderful artist. Singing this duet with him is Robert Merrill. Robert Merrill was an American operatic baritone who also took part in American musical theater. He was born Moish Miller, and he worked his way up from the Borgbelt to the Met. I'm shortening the path somewhat. He was an outstanding singer, and he died in 2004 after having received many accolades. Now for the lyrics. It was in the evening, in the air cooled by a breeze. By the way, I'm not reading the French lyrics because I did not know how to pronounce French words. The Brahmanes with faces flooded with light slowly called the crowd to prayer. At the back of the holy temple, decorated with flowers and gold, a woman appears. A woman appears. I can still see her. I can still see her. The prostrate crowd looked at her amazed, and murmurs under its breath, "Look, this is the goddess looming up in the shadow and holding out her arms to us. Her veil parts slightly. What a vision! What a dream! The crowd is kneeling. Yes, it is she. It is the goddess, more charming and more beautiful. Yes, it is she. It is the goddess who had come down among us. Her veil has parted, and the crowd is kneeling. But through the crowd she makes her way. Already her long veil hides her face from us. My eyes, alas, seek her in vain. She flees. But what is the strange flame which is suddenly kindled in my soul? What unknown fire is destroying me? Your hand pushes mine away. Your hand pushes mine away. Love takes our hearts by storm and turns into enemies. So this is probably now where the two friends realized, oh crap, we're falling in love with the same woman. No, let nothing part us. No, nothing. Let nothing part us. No, nothing. Let us swear to remain friends. Let us swear to remain friends. Let us swear to remain friends. Oh, yes, let us swear to remain friends. Yes, it is she, the goddess, who comes to unite us this day. And faithful to my promise, I wish to cherish you like a brother. It is she, the goddess, who comes to unite us this day. Yes, let us share the same fate. Let us be united until death. How honorable. So instead of one of them following through and seeking the heart of the priestess, they rather decide to share the same fate, and that is to neither one of them being able to be with her. And they would rather be together until death. Whoa. And I really like how so she was obviously absolutely mesmerizing, beautiful, and everyone admired her because she's the priestess. So I wonder if she even noticed them, or if it's a case where, which is very human, like if someone passes by you just because you are out of their league doesn't mean you can't conjure feelings for them. So she might not even know they exist. She might not even have seen them. Yet they have fallen for her. So nowhere, I wonder, my eyes, alas, seeking her in vain. I wanted to see if at any point they said earlier on that she came down to unite them, which I don't think so. So, which is amazing because throughout this first section, it is clear that the entire crowd saw her and kind of felt the same, especially these two men felt the same about her. Ne? Then it becomes all about her veil part slightly, what a vision, what a dream. So now we can almost envision her more charming and beautiful. The crowd is kneeling. She makes her way. Already her long veil hides her face from us. And then she obviously leaves because that is her duty. She just walks through the crowd in order for them to see her. It's always been the case with royalty because it instills a sense of trust in the royals. And then all of a sudden, after she's fleeing, they almost get to a realization of something just happened. What is the strange flame which is suddenly kindled in my soul? So now it turns to them. Now they're internalizing their feelings. Ne? And here comes the almost a little bit of like a push and pull. Like you want to think, oh, your hand pushes mine away. So the brotherhood might not survive this because we've now fallen for the same woman, but it does not even last long. It lasts as long as 3 lines because your hand pushes mine away, your hand pushes mine away. Love takes our hearts by storm and turns us into enemies. And that instant, no, let nothing part us. Nothing, no, nothing, let nothing part us. And then let us swear to remain friends. So now they turn to each other and they focus on each other and they just remain honorable and make a promise, an internal promise to each other to stay this, share the same fate. And I think the thing, the one aspect that I wanted to confirm early on in the song, is what her purpose was for walking down. Was it to unite the crowd? But it wasn't necessarily. I found it really interesting that they now, after making the promise to each other to remain together and to not let a woman tear them apart or turn them into enemies, now they almost convinced themselves that she was there for a different reason, and that is to unite them as two men who's going to share the same fate until death. And there's so many reasons why I adore and appreciate opera, and very rarely, I mean, if the piece is in any other language apart from English, I generally don't understand it unless it's in Italian or Spanish, where I understand a few words. But generally, songs are written in such high, especially when it comes to opera pieces, because it's so old. So the older forms of languages were still used when it was written. I generally don't understand any of it. However, it's a kind of music that it forces and hypnotizes me into just feeling, and I don't overthink it. So I just get sucked into the piece, and I feel every word without knowing what the word means. So this is actually probably my first time where I come and pay attention and read the translation of a piece that I know I've been listening to for years. But now again, the amount of, maybe it pops up once a year when I actually do listen to that specific playlist, because I have thousands of songs in my opera mixtapes. So by the time I actually get to a song, it's not something that I memorize, for instance. That's why I only got to half of this song. And only then did I realize, oh, but wait, I know this chorus. I know, or not the chorus. I don't think there's even a chorus in the song, because every single verse is just part of the story. Honestly, me being non-musical, I can't identify a chorus yet, which makes it all the more beautiful and special and unique, and great, phenomenal storytelling. So Jan, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sending me something so remarkable. I'm a sucker for opera, for classical music, for instrumental music, for complex compositions. I don't know anything about music, but I have a certain appreciation for pieces like this. I kind of feel like you don't need to be a musical expert to appreciate and feel music. So in this case, it humbles me. And depending on the mood, I sometimes just start crying because I don't even know what they're singing about, but it wakes up such emotion within oneself, if you allow it. And that's why I think it's almost, you can't explain it. It's not meant to be explained. It's just an experience that needs to be felt. and remembered and adored. So Jan, thank you. I hope to hear from you again. I hope to get something similar again from you. That would be great. I will check you guys in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.
We are the brave heart Vikings. We stand